properties, USB condenser. There we go. So YouTube stream should be up and running as well. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. All right, so let me clean up my charts here. Price action right now on a... Let me get rid of all this here quickly. That's all my London session stuff. This was the Asian session today, and I like these perfect equal lows. Could be a potential draw. We swept buy side liquidity, these highs right here, and on a higher time frame, if we look at the higher time frame right here, we can see that we are inside a 4-hour bearish fair value gap. We've traded into it already during Asia. The first 4-hour candle of today's trading day was a bullish one. We continued with the momentum, and yeah, we already went past the 50% right here of this 4-hour bearish fair value gap. We haven't swept previous day's low, neither did we sweep previous day's high. So that's all intact. We're still staying inside. Targets to the downside. Asia sell side, previous day's low and 4,300. Why 4,300? It's because we have this opening gap right here. 4,300, 4,298. I look at the 000 level because it's also an institutional level, and yeah, we have this gap in here. And if you remember from yesterday's stream, we also have a monthly bullish fair value gap, and right now we are hovering around the 50% of that. If we go to the daily, so far we had an inside candle. Let's see if we get some retracement for immediate rebalance, so we do not leave. If we do not leave behind a bearish daily fair value gap, let me hide all that quickly. We would have to get up to 4338.25. Then if we drop it down to the 4-hour, we can see there's no fair value gap here. No fair value gap here either. We already filled this one. And right now, we are inside this big 4-hour bearish fair value gap. And that's really what I'm looking at. This is premium discount of yesterday's range. It's almost the same if I would draw the premium discount for the... No, that's the point I wanted to make. Right here, previous day's high, previous day's low, which is Monday's high. Monday's high and Tuesday's high are pretty much the same. So our current weekly PD array looks like this. Yesterday's PD array looks like this. So there's basically no difference at all. So I'm going to leave the weekly on my chart here. And I want to see what we're going to do inside this 4-hour bearish fair value gap, basically. If we drop it down to a 1-hour chart, ICT is live on YouTube. Well, I'm not gonna watch ICT. But of course, guys, feel free to watch ICT if you want to watch his live stream and his ideas. I'm not gonna be looking at NQ. I don't care. I just gonna do ES as usually. We have a 1-hour bearish fair value gap up here of this entire price lag. We're inside yesterday's range, starting from here to here. Asian session, we're inside the 4-hour. We rejected from a 1-hour bearish fair value gap inside that 4-hour. So if we drop it down to the 15, all we can see is that we are right now chopping around the daily open VWAP and the midnight open VWAP. So right now I'm not interested in participating. We will see how we move away from this area, and this could be an indication of where price wants to go likely next. Obvious targets for me to the upside, it's hard. I mean, we already swept equal high buy side. This was my entire London session trade. I will recap that in a few minutes as well. But to the downside, I don't know, targets look more likely. We already retraced Asia, London, Now we consolidate inside London's range. We have London buy side right up here. Now let me London buy side liquidity. London sell side would be pretty much this low right here. So we can also draw this in. 3 a.m. low. London sell side, put that at the bottom. We also have equal lows right here. So this is relative equal lows with London sell side. We have equal lows for the Asian sell side, which is also very interesting if you ask me. So overall, I'd be favoring lower prices today if we get the opportunity. Okay. My desk started moving. Inside that 4-hour bearish fair value gap. What else? Buy side liquidity above this high. A order block right here. The new week opening gap. We do not have a new day opening gap today. As long as price action is inside this area, I'm not really interested in engaging. We have London sell side and buy side marked out. So if we now drop it down to the 5. Here we go. For our fair value gap, this red line is our monthly fair value gap 50% level. I also keep that on my chart. We have midnight. We have news today at... Do we? Hang on. Let me quickly open up Forex Factory. No, we do not have news today. Tomorrow we have unemployment claims and Powell speaking and GDP news. So, yeah, today's Wednesday. Sometimes you have to make sure because, yeah, with trading, I don't know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's all overlapping. At least it feels like it sometimes. Now I'm sitting here again. It's Wednesday. I streamed live. Monday, Tuesday. It's now Monday. I didn't stream because Monday. Yeah, Monday. That's exactly what I mean. So let's see. We failed to go higher on this move to the upside. We had one more push right with that new hour opening. We started to reject though. But like I said, we're already inside this consolidation area between the two VWAPs. So let's just wait for price to give us a nice indication of where it's likely to go. I'm favoring sell side. London session sell side paired with these equal lows. Asia equal low sell side. And maybe even the previous day's low. If we look at today's entire trading range in terms of a PD array, this is what it's looking like. So PD array. So right here, we would sweep sell side in a discount for longs. Right here, we're in the premium. That's our entire range for today so far. Right now, we're inside, not at the extremes, roughly around 50%, and you're better off not taking trades around that 50% level prior to the New York Open. It could return, but like I said, we're around the 50%. If you want to get short, you do it above the 50%, like basically this little fair value gap right here. But it would have been hard to trust. We pumped up, we dumped down, we pump up, now we dump down. That's not ideal trading conditions. Let's recap my London session trade. Yeah, that's the right account, is it? Yeah, here we go. So for the London session, I'm gonna get... Let me quickly clean up my object tree. gonna hide everything here quickly. So this London session, I came to the charts and we saw the Asian session. We went to the upside and we were inside this PD array from high to low, measuring that out. If we go to the higher time frame, 1 hour chart, that's what we've been working with. Asia had this little trend line right here. We see it's been supported the entire time. Right now we're sort of testing it. And if then I went down to the 15-minute time frame, where's the London Open? Let me draw some things up right here. We had the midnight open right here, so we see it, yeah, from after midnight we pretty much spent the entire time above. 2 a.m. opened up. I didn't want to, oh yeah, I remember. I take a look at my journal here quickly. So during the London session on the 5-minute time frame, started at 2 a.m. So right here, that's when the London kill zone started for me, 2 a.m. And prior to that, we left behind this bullish fair value gap. And I had my limit order placed right here at the low. Why did I do that? Because if we measure our most recent swing low to swing high, before all this price action happened, we had the swing low and the swing high. We went a little bit higher, so I adjusted it. And we see right here we had the 50% level. So this low of this fair value gap lines up with the 50% retracement for a continuation higher. And that was my idea prior to the London Open. I most of the time only look for a few points. And we also had our old swing high perfectly aligned with that level. I put my limit order in. Unfortunately, right here it didn't get filled. I would have likely secured prior to the London Open 4 points, 3 points. Very simple continuation trade to the upside. But because I didn't get filled, I waited, especially once I saw, okay, my idea would have played out. 3 points, 4 points, whatever I would have secured, even if it's just 2 points, securing on buy side. From my entry down here, very simple. Yeah, already 3 points. And if I would have seen a close below, I would have cut the position early and would have had experienced minimal drawdown. And then right here, 255 at 3 a.m., we had the strong move to the downside. Initially, it looked like we're gonna do a market structure shift at the current high of the day. So we open up the new daily candle right here. We had an uptrend. We put higher highs and higher lows in place. We were right here. We swept the pre-2 a.m. hourly high, retraced into it, continued higher. Then we had this London Open candle, but we left this little rejection wick. Still, you can see from my executions right here that my first entry was a short entry. And why did I do that? Because we had this nice little bearish fair value gap right here, paired with this unfilled volume imbalance. Like this, so volume imbalance. And if we take a look at the 1 minute time frame, I went down to the 1 minute, we can see that we had a huge gap right here. So here, 258, 259, 3 a.m. We had these two gaps, and we had a confirmed market structure shift on the 1 minute. If we go back to the 5, we see, okay, we only had a wick here, but I still felt that we could continue lower. So what I did is I placed my entry right here, my stop loss above this high. Wasn't too worried about it because my stop loss is just 1.75 points, and I'm able to cut risk early if I see the invalidation of this bearish fair value gap. So then I watched price on the 5 minute time frame again, and as we can see, we got filled. And what did we do immediately on this candle? We closed above the bearish fair value gap. So I entered. Hang on, if I go out of replay. No, I'm staying in replay mode for now. First, we open up with a bullish volume imbalance. We kept holding support on this 5 minute fair value gap, and this 5 minute fair value gap is also a perfect 15-minute fair value gap. No difference between these two time frames. We closed above the bearish fair value gap, turning it into a inversion fair value gap. I'm out of my short position, so I entered right here on this unfilled volume imbalance, and I closed my trade right here, 0.75 points in drawdown. And what else do we have? On that next candle, we open up with a bullish volume imbalance. So once I saw initially that close above, next candle opened up with a bullish volume imbalance. I closed my position, and luckily I got filled right here at the high of this candle and not here, but it wouldn't have made too much of a difference. So we have a inversion fair value gap. We have this volume imbalance now to support price. And what do? Immediately on that next candle? We pull back. Looks bearish, but I entered long right here. One contract on the inversion fair value gap. And we continued higher from here. Then I looked to the left. Okay, what potential buy side targets do we have? We had equal high buy side. That's what I wanted to see. And I treated this little fake out move to the downside, which for me is already confirmed, because we managed to close above the 5-minute bearish fair value gap, also above all that 1-minute stuff. So if we measure from low to high and project standard deviations to look for a potential, I looked at this as the London Open shooter swing. Confirmation for me came once we closed above this bearish fair value gap. We retested down closing candle without a wick. I was a little bit worried at this point in time because I already entered long. But yeah, then we opened up with a new bullish volume imbalance. I waited for 5 minutes and we had a little bullish engulfing. We continued, retested the inversion fair value gap one more time, paired with this volume imbalance, and we already continued to the upside. I was in profit and I think I targeted 5 handles. I didn't wait for buy side to be hit. I look for my 5 points during London and I'm out. My stop loss used to be below this candle's low. If we drop it down to the 1 minute, this would be this candle's low right here. And on the 1 minute, we can also see how we moved through the 1 minute bearish fair value gap right here. Kept on consolidating perfectly inside this box. Moved out from it, retested it one more time and continued to the upside. But I don't like looking at the 1 minute time frame on ES during the London kill zone. It's too choppy. I prefer the 5-minute time frame. And we had this little retest. Had immediate rebalance. We do not leave behind a new inefficiency. That's efficient price delivery. And on that next candle, we open up with a bearish volume imbalance. I didn't like that, but my stop was already trailed to the low of the 15-minute candle, which was right here. We kept on staying inside this 3:25 a.m. bullish impulse candle, open up with a new bullish volume imbalance, and then I think it didn't take long until my take profit target was hit. We also swept the buy side afterwards. We hit it first, then we went above, and from here on we went back to the downside. Let's see, let's skip ahead to current price action. So perfect target. Yes, I could have waited for buy side to be hit, but I was content with the profit. Here are my executions. Perfect fill right here on this candle. I entered short right here and closed the short right here at this high and entered again one tick inside of this inversion fair value gap right here. New entry long, exit short, exit long. Very simple trade, all based on the structure that we have left behind after the London Open. First, I tried to short because I believed that we could just fill these inefficiencies here and still continue lower. And once I saw the invalidation of this idea, I flipped my bias, inversion fair value gap, for the move to the upside. Do you guys have any questions regarding this trade? Or maybe you took a similar trade during the London session? Feel free to share that in the chat if you want to. course, I could have also avoided the short because we had this 5-minute rejection wick, but you never know. Like, it could still continue to the downside. We have reason to believe it goes lower. We had that 1-minute market structure shift confirmed. We had these gaps that were likely to be filled, but once we close above them, we see we kept holding as support. That's exactly what I wanted to see, and we hit our buy side liquidity target. And from there on, we haven't made a new higher high. So I'm gonna get rid of this little analysis here. Remove and turn on Wednesday's analysis again. Still inside that 4-hour bearish fair value gap. Asian session. New York midnight open. What's the time? 8:25. So we're gonna have 8:30 open very soon. Now we have 3 equal lows here. Let's see if we can. Now that's the 1-minute chart. I want to go to the 5. Rejected from this bearish fair value gap. From this bearish fair value gap, now we have equal lows below us. So if we retrace to this order block, let's try a little short. And only if we do not sweep orders sell side prior to it. So little pump with the 8:30 candle, which is going to open in roughly 3 minutes. My stop loss would go above this high, like this. Go down to the midnight open. So let's see. I'm filled with the first micro, just a very low risk trade. The other two, will they get filled? Here on the micro as well. I would be surprised if we don't sweep these lows. So that's where I'm going to take my first profit. London session low would be right here. On MES, on ES we would have been filled. On MES we didn't reach this level yet. Let's see, 1 minute to go. Take profit target, last one would be the midnight open. We are going to buy 1 contract here. Come on, give us that fill. 40 seconds before 8:30 opens up. Let's see how that plays out. None of this is financial advice, of course. Using small amounts of risk because it's not a A++ trade setup. It's just a feeling that we continue lower from all these equal lows, or towards all these equal lows. Come on, it's touching our limit, but it's not filling us. Now we're filled. Let's see how it goes. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice, we touched the low, but we didn't break it yet. I'm going to buy 1 right here, and another one I'm going to buy if we hit 5 handles. Okay, we bought the first one. Let me trail my stop loss. So we swept out a sell side. Let's see if we can continue lower. I'm going to move my stop to break even. No point in letting it sit around in loss. We already secured 1 micro. Looks like we're pretty volatile. Now let's let it rock. Alright, we stopped at break even. Didn't want to continue lower to the midnight open. Just a little scalp. Should have made some profits. Let me quickly check the trader weight. $5. Nah, it's okay. But yeah, that's exactly what happened. We anticipated this equal sell side to be swept. A 3.5 point move we secured right here. But we wanted to see it drop lower, or at least I wanted to. Didn't play out. Moved my stop early, and we see the 8:30 injection of liquidity was rather volatile. So let's see what we do after having swept London sell side and all these equal lows. We immediately pump up. So we had the right idea. We, maybe we're just a little bit too greedy. But 5 points is usually what I'm looking for. We had the perfect entry. We had 0 ticks of drawdown. If we reference the micro chart, mini chart, we wanted to see immediate rebalance for price not to leave behind a bearish fair value gap. We cleared that sell side. That's 2.5 points and 3.5 points down till here. And once we swept that liquidity internal, we immediately get that push back up. Awesome. Even though I wasn't able to, well, don't want to say I wasn't able to. I had the opportunity, but I wanted to see the midnight level hit. Lined perfectly without my 5-point profit target. Sometimes it just doesn't play. Did anyone else try to take a short here? Dirty Ryan, you expect that price to go towards midnight level? Did you engage? Let me sit down again. I've been standing this entire time. That's much better. Awesome. Getting a feel for the market today. Let's wait for this candle to close. Check the 15-minute time frame so we cleared all that sell side. Now we rapidly move away from it. Let me reference the 8:30 open. There we go. We open up with a bullish volume imbalance. 8:30 open. No, not so. Good, didn't get filled here. Let's see if we can chase price here a little. I'm only engaging with micros. We swept that sell side. I want to see a bounce off the VWAP if we get the opportunity. We have this mini volume imbalance. I always reference the mini. That's the accurate chart for me. So right now what I would like to see is a run for buy side. Trying to get in on a discount, on a retracement. And ideally I would like to see this volume imbalance to remain open. We have 2 more 5-minute candles left right here on the 15. Let's get in on the volume imbalance if we get the chance. We can always add on a retracement in case we leave a fair value gap. But we just swept sell side. Sign for bullish momentum. We had a little structure shift right here. Volume imbalance. Good sign for bullish order flow. If we leave it open. Buy side above these highs. We have equal highs here already. And then of course above all these highs. And those are, yeah, these aggressive entries. We have sell side swept, major sell side, London session sell side, 3 equal lows. We touch it on that same candle, we immediately reject and have a strong up closing candle. So let's see what we get. Maybe we can add on the retracement. I try to get in my next entry on a mini order block right here. Last strong closing candle, market structure shift, fractal market structure shift, of course. Let's see, my buy side target is going to be the high. Two more minutes to go. I want to see if this volume imbalance can remain open. Swept sell side, kept holding support around the VWAPs. Be surprised if it wouldn't take some buy side after having swept orders. I mean, we got the immediate reaction from it, so we consolidate, we sweep lows, we sweep London session low, and boom, go to the upside. Let's see though. Time is 8:35, we have 1 minute left, so let's see how this 5-minute candle is going to close. I would prefer this volume imbalance to remain open. And we potentially leave behind a nice bullish fair value gap right here. And all I do is I look at price action with fair value gaps, volume imbalances, and frame my bias this way. Active listening. Right here, bearish fair value gap. We have equal highs now here as well. We have filled on our order block this last storm closing candle. Alright, now we have a bullish fair value gap. Let's see if that can hold support. If we close below, I'm already out the trade. If I see strong bearish momentum here already on the 5 and we just shoot through it, then we might still be able to hit our New York midnight level. But right now, I'd like to see a bullish reaction from this level. That's what I'm anticipating here with this entry. If we do not, then this was just a little pump after, yeah, sweeping sell side. We swept some internal buy side right here, this little high. We didn't sweep here, we just touched the level, which, yeah, leads me to believe that we might want to continue higher. Don't like the fact that we closed in the volume imbalance. But yeah, we have this bullish inefficiency. We keep holding on the VWAP. Let's see. Patience. For 30.25. 4435.25. 5 handles. That's the last 5-minute candle inside this 15-minute candle. So I want to see this 5-minute candle close at least above this candle's open. Otherwise, yeah, we're gonna leave behind a 15-minute rejection wick, and I would likely cancel my position. If we run for buy side now, this would be ideal on this 5-minute candle. But I want to see a bullish close. Because otherwise, like I said, on the 15, we're gonna have a rejection wick, and it's not looking so bullish anymore. What's the time? It's 8:40. So in 2 minutes, we get that new 15-minute candle. 3-minute time frame, similar structure. 2-minute time frame, same thing. Bullish fair value gap, equal highs, equal highs. Swept out at sell side. But let's see. Let me add a safety stop loss. I will go to the 1-minute time frame to do so. 4326.5. We also have the 830 level to support price, the 830 open right here at 4327.5. So let's see, last 1-minute candle inside this 5-minute and last 5-minute candle inside the 15. A bearish volume imbalance would be not ideal because then we would also see that on the 15. We already closed in this 15-minute volume imbalance. 10 seconds to go. Let's watch it on a 15-minute time frame. One, no volume imbalance, no bearish one, no bullish one. We keep holding on the VWAP. So let's see if that new 15-minute candle can push price into buy side. We have our stops. We're fine. So what we would like to see now, or what I would like to see, is a distort support. Maybe if it wants to reprice lower one more time, But yeah, best case scenario is we immediately close above this bearish fair value gap, hold support, and use it to deliver higher. Check out the 10-minute time frame, 30-minute, 1 hour. That would have been a aggressive entry for the 1-minute time frame. Like this, we have a volume imbalance, we swap these lows, we get confirmation for bullish momentum, we leave behind this volume imbalance, we retest it, and we immediately continue up higher. Quick scalping. Reprice down into the fair value gap, immediately shoot back out of it. 3-minute time frame, same thing. 2-minute, 5-minute. Let's see. No fair value gaps on the 15 though. Other than this bearish one, but we didn't really respect it. We closed above, we closed below, we closed back above, we closed below. So I'm not mapping this one out. The only interesting area that stands out on the 15 is this back-to-back volume imbalance right here. Gap up, gap down. Inside this inversion fair value gap. Highest bullish fair value gap, we close below, and once we close below, every single candle after that respected it. That's why I like this fair value gap more. And we're gonna take a look at that, because this could potentially hold support if we manage to close back above it. Didn't respect this one. We kept holding on this 15-minute bullish fair value gap. Can leave that on our chart. 15-minute stuff. Let's go to the 5. Also respected on the 5. Let's see, we have this inversion fair value gap also on the 5-minute time frame, but we see we went above it. But on the 15, candle bodies respected it perfectly after we closed below it. Had a gap up, gap down to run for London sell side. Left these equal lows. We took that sell side and immediately pushed up higher. Equal high buy side, equal high buy side. Rejection block, London buy side liquidity. 5-minute time frame. I'm in with 2 micros. So my first partial actually is going to be up here. $15 to go on this 5-minute candle. Bearish volume imbalance, not a good sign. But I will still keep on holding to this little trade. We still hold the midnight open VWAP from here, midnight open. sell one right here on this buy side. The other one's going to be London session high. For our stops, they should be well protected below the 830 level based on 1 minute structure. The other one's down here. Unnecessary. And if you remember earlier, I drew up our today's video array like this. And we see that we swept sell side liquidity in a discount for longs. So we walked our way up to this buy side liquidity. Once we hit that buy side liquidity, we retraced, consolidated between kill zones, left all this liquidity behind. Instead of like sweeping London sell side, we got close to it. We missed it by 1 tick. We pushed back up. We miss it by 1 tick. We push back up. We come down 1 more time. We leave. We also miss it by 1 tick. Leave it behind. Do that immediate rebalance. That's where we got our first entry. We swept that sell side, and then immediately we got this push up, which leads me to believe that we might have retraced into a discount for higher prices. Now we're sitting through the consolidation. We're also inside the 9 a.m. macro now from 8:50 until 9:10. So let's see if during that macro we want to make a run for buy side. If it doesn't want to, that's okay too. But it's all inside the range. I know we swept one side of it. That's why I'm trying to target the other side of that range. Maybe we get it, maybe not. 15 minutes. 2 more 5-minute candles. Or that time frame. But again, not a A++ setup. That's why I'm only using micros. Any questions regarding the current trade I'm in, the London session trade I took, or anything else? FL Trader, how are you doing with your Take Profit Trader account? Going well? The Take Profit Trader 50% sale is also ending on Friday. And they're not like Apex. I'm pretty sure that if we quickly go over to Apex here, Apex Trader Funding, I just have to type in A and Apex Trader Funding pops up. So we have 15 hours left for the 80% off discount with Apex, but I'm 99% sure that within the next week they find another reason to make another 80% off sale, because it's their business model and it's obvious, everyone knows about it. That's Apex. It works because traders buy the funded accounts like scratch tickets, lottery tickets. But Take Profit Trader will not have this 50% off for life offer again, at least this year. Maybe a special Black Friday thing, but yeah, I don't know. Definitely a good prop firm. I just want to get some payouts with Apex first before I focus on other accounts. And then I don't care if I pay 50% less because it's reinvested trading profits. So 15 hours left on that 80% off sale. Let's see. There we go. So we swept this equal high buy side. Get rid of it. We're now inside this old inversion fair value gap. Let's see if we can hit our first partial. Came back into the bullish fair value gap one more time. Moved out from it. It's 8.55. So with that next 5-minute candle, we also get a new hourly candle. Gonna put my stops below this little swing low. Starting to get a rejection. We'll see. Still got 3 minutes left. But now since we broke these highs, these equal highs, and we had a strong push up, we got our entry, our average entry right here on that VWAP. Where stop loss should be protected down here. And yeah, like I said, I would be surprised if we do not clear this buy side. But keep in mind, yeah, we have these double volume imbalances here. If we go back to the 15, paired with this inversion fair value gap, we shall see. New hourly candle, new 15-minute candle, new 5, 10, 1 minute candles in 2.5 minutes. And I would expect a new 1 hour candle to bring the momentum price needs to clear London buy side. We also have a 1 hour bearish fair value gap up here. We can mark this on our chart. And another 1 hour fair value gap right above here. We seem to be rejecting. Let's see. I would prefer a close above this bearish fair value gap. Here, this volume imbalance, let's drag it out to the left. So we swept that London sell side, we repriced into a discount right here, swept all these equal lows. We took a little short scalp right here of this immediate rebalance level. 0 ticks drawdown. We secured 1 micro down here, but yeah, because of the 830 volatility and after having swept major sell side in discount, we immediately popped back up, left behind a bullish discount. We repriced into this discount. That's where we got our entries from. And yeah, we swept equal highs right here. We have more buy side above this level, and then obviously the London session high right at 4336.5. 40 seconds for this 5:15 1 hour candle to close. We're going to see a strong close ideally. And if we go to the 15, the reason why I have this area marked is because we have this highest bullish fair value gap. We close below it on the 15-minute time frame. We pop back into it. Then we stay inside of it, but note that we never close above it. So it's actually holding resistance. We have this back-to-back volume imbalance right here, delivered lower into this 15-minute bullish fair value gap right here, falling 1 tick short of London sell side. We pop back up. We still hold on this inversion fair value gap. We shoot back down, form equal lows. We pop back up, back down, and back up. After this time right here at 8:30, having swept all the sell side. So let's get back to the 5. We open up with a bearish volume imbalance. But we closed above this bearish fair value gap, so we should see support inside of this area now. We should, we don't have to. YM took the high. Yes. Let's see. Not a A++ setup. That's why we're only using micros here. If we check the hourly candle, we had a up closing candle with a huge wick to the downside. I already trailed my stop. Below this candle's low. You do not really want to see price revisit this entire area, so I'm gonna play it safe. We do not have a 15-minute fair value gap right here. Neither do we have anything on the 30-minute. We only have wicks to the downside. Same for the 1 hour, wicks to the downside. Bodies holding up high. 3-minute, 5-minute, 1-minute. Bullish discounts right here and right here. Let's see. YM took the high. Let's also take a quick look at NQ. Q is also in that range. Swept the London session low. But we're still in this consolidation. But even here we can, form a bias, but it's important that you, well, depending on your account size, don't use too much risk. That's why I'm on a 50k, only use micros. We have reason to believe that we continue higher after sweeping major sell side in a discount of today's dealing range. We could also reject from here without ever taking the SPY side of this 15-minute inversion fair value gap to continue lower and potentially take out the low of the day, which lines up with the Asian sell side, paired with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equal lows. We will see about that. One more minute to go on this 5-minute candle. Let's see if the VWAP can continue to hold support or act as support. Ideally, I would like this candle to close inside the inversion fair value gap. Inversion fair value gap right here. Let's see, 15 seconds to go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, not looking good, 2, 1. Well, we still kept holding on the VWAP. We don't seem to have a bearish volume imbalance. Still not looking great. Maybe it wants to pick up some stops. Let's see. We still have the VWAP here. Didn't close below it. I'm gonna take one partial exit if we retrace back to the slow. And the other one I'm gonna leave it running. We have the 830 open right here. To support price, we have this bullish fair value gap. If we see a close below that, yeah, then I just cancel the position. But until then, I'm still leaning towards higher prices. And it's not like I'm gonna blow my account with this trade here. Already secured, little bits of profit with this immediate rebalance short. Entered right here. Took some partials, like 10 bucks. But looks like the hourly candle opened up and decided to go down. We're still around that 50% of the 4-hour bearish fair value gap. Then managed to close above or below. I'd be watching that for 10 a.m. That would be really interesting because at 10 a.m. we get the confirmation. If we reject from the 50%, if we manage to close above on the 4-hour chart, that would be interesting. This could potentially lead to higher prices. See what NQ is doing here. Also repricing lower. Similar setup, but failed to take this high. Come on, push price back up. Do you guys listen to music while you're trading? Or is it just you in silence looking at the charts? Trying not to go mental. Up, down, up, down. Well, it depends. I'm usually not the type of guy that listens to music like every day. Like I usually only listen to music when I'm in the car, like listening to the radio, or when I'm trading. Okay, we took our first partial on MES. We hit the target right here. I think I put it one tick lower than the actual target, so we secured some profits. We have a nice bounce once again off that midnight VWAP, and there we go. My last target will be the London session high. Is that matching up? Yes. Nah, but I love classical music while I'm trading. It's super relaxing. Da, 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 da. That's classical music is nice because there's no text or like don't listen to any lyrics. You just listen to the symphony, and I don't know, I think it fits well with the chart art that we are doing. It helps me getting in the flow. It's like turning on that on and off switch. Let's see. So we took our partial. We're good. But we didn't manage to close above this high. Check the 15 here. Last 5-minute candle of the 15-minute candle. Let's find out. That's usually what I'm listening to if I'm trading, like some classical music mix. Oh, ICT is live too. Like this classical music for brain power. I love that. So we still hold resistance. Ideally, I would like to see a close above now. How I would explain that this bearish fair value gap, we kept holding resistance, delivered into sell side. We got back up into it. Then we were like, consolidating between two PD arrays. Resistance here from this bearish fair value gap. Support here from this bullish fair value gap. We're right in between. Keep holding support on the midnight open VWAP. And then we managed to close above, but not the time. 9 a.m. We close below, and once we close below, we immediately go back above. That's usually what you see with a new hour opening. Our stop set break even, we secured profits, we have nothing to lose. If it doesn't want to push higher, so be it. We swapped now both buy and sell side of this little consolidation range. I also wouldn't engage anymore now. I would wait until the New York Open. I would expect the London high to be run. Keep in mind on the higher time frame, we have a 1 hour bearish fair value gap. We have a 4 hour bearish fair value gap. But at this point in time, we are holding above the 50% of it. The high of the 4 hour bearish fair value gap would be at 4.341 daily. The low of the 1 hour bearish fair value gap lines up with the low from yesterday, low from Monday. So potential immediate rebalance if we like retrace into that, then leave maybe during the New York AM session like a wick to the upside. But that's just guessing. Still nice to see that the framework works, even though we're in this ugly consolidation range. We had these equal lows, we had London session sell side and discount, and we took a short right here, up closing candle, down closing candle, and I placed my limit order right here to the low of this candle for immediate rebalance. We already used this bearish fair value gap to push down, but all we did was leave another equal low. So this really led me to believe that we get a tiny little retracement. For efficient delivery, I wanted to see this immediate rebalance. And sweep that lot on sell side. We did exactly that. I was targeting the midnight level. Didn't play out. Secured partials here. Rest got stopped out at break even with that 830 pump. Once we cleared that sell side, we moved back up. Stuck between two PD arrays. And then we finally push through. So here at 9:15, we open up with a bullish volume imbalance. Let's see. This time we should hold support. But we're 15 minutes away from the New York Open. So right now we're between to inversion fair value gaps. And that's, yeah, low probability conditions because we're stuck between PD arrays. Wherever you get in, we go up, down, up, down, up, down. Way better conditions are if we in a nice trend and you can spot a little fake out like I did today during London. Swept sell side, managed to close above bearish fair value gap. We hold support, open up with a gap to the upside, push higher, higher, higher into where? Buy side liquidity. Here we're not stuck between PD arrays, and that's the difference to this uptrend compared to this, yeah, consolidation range. I'm not gonna stream through the New York Open. I have some things to sort out later on. I might be around, but I won't stream for an outlook. Oh no, we could look for a push above the London buy side. And maybe get a 2022 model here, something like this, because we're still on this 4-hour bearish fair value gap to reprice lower, because I still think that we are very likely to take out this Asia sell side. This is our low of the daily candle. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 equal lows down here. We had a nice uptrend the entire morning. We broke below it, starting toward resistance. Yeah, I would wait for a clear move during the New York Open. We don't have news today, so keep that in mind as well. But yeah, my eyes are focused on this Asia sell side liquidity for later on. If I get a nice confirmation, we sweep external, like for example London buy side, maybe even reprice a little bit higher into this 1-hour bearish fair value gap, because it lines up with Monday's low right here at 4438.25. So if we make this push up, maybe get a reversal set up in here, I'd be a friend of taking that. Here we have our weekly PD array. Weekly PD array and yesterday's PD array aligned perfectly. Monday's high, and this was Tuesday's high, just a few ticks difference, points, ticks. So the 50% of this week's dealing range is pretty much at the same level, 4, 3, 4, 5, roughly. Could sweep buy side. Went up the entire day so far to push back lower. Maybe. Then we push lower, get a Thursday, turnaround Thursday to push back into the range, because then we would have filled the daily rollover gap. Right now we're inside of it. We still didn't fill it completely. A complete fill for me would be 4300 level. Also a 00 level, so let's see how that plays out. 15-minute, let's see what that looks like. Consolidation is obvious here. Still, excited that we managed to secure some profits inside of this range. Took a short and a long. Turn on the drawings. I'm just gonna secure this trade here. I don't want to be in a position anymore prior to the New York Open. I'm going to take a break now. Quick 10-minute break, get away from the charts. talk to someone else, I don't know, and then get back to it right at the New York Open. But that's gonna be it for this live stream for me today. Thanks very much for joining in. I will be live again tomorrow. Looks like I made a stupid decision, but it's just a micro trade. But still, I would still expect this inversion to hold now. But like I said, we're in between PD arrays. This is a 15-minute inversion fair value gap that has been respected so far. Yeah, since it has been invalidated. We have a 15-minute bullish volume imbalance. I didn't see that. But yeah, eyes on the London session high. If we get some sort of a reversal setup up here, head and shoulders, I would target this low and yeah, this perfect sell side. It's just too perfect not to be taken, in my opinion. Alright guys, thanks very much for sitting in with me. I will be back live tomorrow. And maybe during 8 until 9:30 we do not get a consolidation. Yesterday we also had a very nice trend between 8 and 9:30, which played out well too. Alright guys, thanks very much. And trade safe, don't blow your account.